This photograph here shows folk music artists having a refreshment, John.
Yes, and believe it or not, that was at Desert Golf Club, which in fact it only had the last hole, the rest of it had had houses built over it, and just leaving the bar alone, so that was a jolly night in the bar. The one and only hole in Desert Golf Club.
Can you talk us through some of the artists that's in that photograph?
Well, the guy playing the soda siphon became the head of the classics department at Buckhaven High School. Tam Somerville, we called him Classical Tam. There's me in the middle playing the guitar, and I'm afraid I can't remember the names of any of the rest of them.
We're looking at a photograph of another local performer, John.
Yes, that's Kathleen Beattie, who was a very fine singer, and she as well was involved in light opera and that kind of thing. She was a straight singer, she wasn't really a folk singer, but a lovely singer, Kathleen Beattie.
Big artists, television-wise, you brought to the house was Rory and Alec McEwen. John, you have a photograph.
Yes, of course, they were on the television every night on that programme Tonight with Cliff Mitchellmore, and they came up to the Borders, and I always remember they came up, Rory, that's Alec McEwen on the left, and Rory on the right there, and they came up from Duns driving a black Ferrari and got their £5, the same as everybody else.
Note, no dogs allowed. And close to all our hearts is the Great Fife Roadshow. And here we have a book, John, from your collection, which catalogues the start and the end of the gigs for the Great Fife Roadshow.
That's right. You can see there, Brian, we started in the 26th of December 1969. I think we did about 55 gigs altogether, and we finished up at the Elbow Room in Kirkcaldy in 1992 for their 30th birthday party. And that was really the end of it, because just became so unmanageable with so many people involved.
Now there's some great names there that we can see, John, but we've actually got a photograph as well, an excellent photograph. Perhaps you could talk us through some of the artists that we can see. Right away I can see you up the top there, but there are some fine artists who
That's right.
Great Fife Roadshow.
That was 1963. That was taken after Barbara Dixon and Rab Noakes had left. But you'll see up in the top left there, we've all got our kids with us, is Davy Stewart there, Davy Stewart up there, wearing the Dillon hat and all the hair. That's Jimmy Hutchison. No, that's Noel Farrell, that's Jimmy Hutchison, there. And of course, standing to his left are that very successful couple now, the Singing Kettle, Artie Tresize and Cilla Fisher. And in between them is Jan Miller, who made the papier-mâché model of the Celtic Clippy. And behind her is her husband, Brian Miller. Sitting next to Brian is me, and the guy with the berry in front of me is Noel Farrell. And there's Davy Craig in the front. And that's all our kids and wives sitting on 2 vintage cars up at King Lassie.
This is your wife?
Yes, that's Kathy and my daughter Aileen.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much, John. It's been an absolute pleasure today, and thanks very much for sharing your memories with us. And here's to the next 40 years.
Well, thanks very much, Brian. Well, likewise, it's been a great pleasure for me talking to you this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed the conversation with John Watt today, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank John for inviting us up and granting us an interview. I'm sure everybody will find it very interesting. I would also like to thank the continued support of Dunfermline Sound and Vision, the Carnegie Trust, and of course the Dunfermline Press, and all the artists and the great people of the Dunfermline area. Till next time, this is Brian DeVoe saying thanks again. Artists appeared in the Great Fife Roadshow, didn't they?
Oh yes, it was marvellous. Besides all the Rab and Barbara, and we had all these people, and we had a lot of great laughs.